all you guys. What up? What up? Happy Thursday, everyone. Can I get some confirmation from the Twitch people that my volume is good and that the Discord stream's volume is good? Discord, say hello.
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 Howdy, howdy.
Oh.
Derp.
Derp. All right. Tyler, I'll send you 100 buzz if you start streaming in EU friendlier times. What time is it in the EU right now?
1.
1 a.m.?
Yep.
For me, it's exactly midnight.
Exactly midnight. Okay, so for me it is 1 p.m. So let me give some thought to it. Let me give some thought to it because I got a lot on my plate, but maybe we can find a good time to throw a second hour in during the week for you guys. Tyler is live. Civitai crash. It's an omen. Yep. I feel like this happens every week, but it's all good. It's all good. You guys are here. You guys know about this. So, happy Thursday. We are live. We are back in full action. I have some cool stuff. What I want to go over, because it's been requested by a few people lately, is I'm going to show you guys a little bit of my post-processing workflow to not only get the upscale, but to also get the video to like completion and ready to post in high quality on social media, and a couple little cool tips and tricks for you guys to get any stuff you make, whether it's an AI video or just like a normal video, to be the highest quality it can possibly be when other people are looking at it on their cell phones. So we're going to talk about that. After that, I'm really excited to show you guys this video for the Civitai socials that I've actually been up working on since 5 a.m. It's 1 p.m. for me now. So I'm really excited to share this with you guys because I know most of you guys are anime fans, and I know that I really like Jujutsu Kaisen, and that's what I did for the video tomorrow, and I think it should do well on social. I think, but usually the videos I'm super proud of that I think are going to do really well are the ones that just like the algorithm decides that it's going to hate. So you never know, but that's not why we make them. We make them because they're cool. And then yeah, well, I have a Sesame Street thing that I wanna do with you guys. So if anyone wants to queue up some cool photos of like, I don't know, Big Bird, Elmo, Bert, Ernie, Cookie Monster, just whoever you would like to see dancing in a ridiculous way, find me some dope Sesame Street photos, or I can find them when I'm ready to do that. But
I just have to post this, Tyler, because this was actually live today. It's the event page.
Oh,
We
the
finally
event
have
page.
it.
Awesome. Thank you, Daz. And if you guys did not know, our Fail Generations event is happening right now, and this one, going through the gallery, is hilarious. You guys should go check it out and definitely submit some of your failed generations to the event, because the gallery is like top tier. Mwah. And just because a generation is failed does not mean it's bad. We got to give love to all the different types of generations, and failed are one of them. So, okay, let me show you guys what I got going on here. So, this video was a soccer edit that caught my mind. That caught my eye. Let me make sure that I can. Let me open this in a way that's not going to get us copyrighted because of music. So give me 1 second here. We are going to open this in Premiere, so I have complete control over the volume. For like the 1 second I played like Busta Rhymes on one of the anime things I showed you guys the other week, the stream got copyrighted on YouTube. So we don't want that. We don't want that. Just give me 1 second here while this opens up, and I'll show you what we got going on. I hope everyone is doing well out there and you guys are getting through your work week good. Pit Pie, I need singular character photos. Singular character photos. All right.
Yeah, it literally DM'd me about it, and I said probably just a singular character.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let me show you guys. Boom. Clear this. All right. So this is the original video right here. I hope you guys can all see this good. I'll make it a little bit bigger. So it is this soccer player on the side of the road, and every time a truck drives by, he changes outfits. I thought this was super cool, and as soon as I saw this, I was like, okay, what if I cut him out of the scene and AnimateDiff each individual scene by itself, and every time the car passes and his outfit changes, he flips back and forth between two well-known anime characters. And this past week on my personal social, I put up a Dragon Ball Z edit where I made Kid Buu and Trunks. That did really well, and a bunch of people in the comments were like, please make one of Jujutsu Kaisen. So I'm doing this for the Civitai page for tomorrow. So this is what I did. I cut the guy out. I rotoscoped him in After Effects. I put him on the black background, and I made him bigger in Premiere Pro. Like, I basically just scaled up the video so that he took up most of the frames so that AnimateDiff could make him as detailed as possible and get as many character details as possible. And then I'm going to take the AnimateDiff render and scale him down back to match the original size. But you can see down here on the timeline, what I did was I just cut it up into individual clips. I left alone the parts where the truck is driving by because it's just black frames and we don't need them. And I literally just divided this up into 8 separate videos to render 8 separate character things. And what I ended up getting here, I ended up going with Gojo and Yuji from Jujutsu Kaisen. That is the most frightening picture of Elmo I've ever seen.
Which one, though?
This
Which one do you mean, though?
this one. Wait. Twitch stream. Let me show you guys what they're sending, because I realized that my Discord is on the other monitor, so you guys can't see what the chat is sending here. This is what we have gotten so far. So it starts off totally normal. Elmo, Cookie Monster. Thank you, Chris, for the very clean facial ones. There's someone who understands the way that this should go. We're gonna skip Elmo holding the firearm, and this right here might be the worst photo I've seen in the past week.
You better use it.
Is that some kind of steampunk Dame Edna version of?
I don't know that I would call this steampunk, but it is something. So
You better use it, dude.
I will.
Nice.
I will. We will definitely be using that. So okay, let me put you guys back up there. This post-processing workflow. So there have been no changes to this AnimateDiff workflow since I posted it on my Civitai account last. This is still version 3.0. Everything on here is exactly the same as the one that everyone can download on the Civitai website. These folders, these folders right here. So this is an upscale of the last one at 768 by 1344. Yes, so 768 by 1344 is what my upscale in AnimateDiff spits out for me. My first pass is 512 by 896, and then it upscales to 768 by 1344. And then I take that folder of these 768 images and I go to automatic 1111. I go to image, and I open up a new batch. I throw in the input directory from my ComfyUI output folder where the 768 upscales are located. I give it my output directory. I run this with just resize. I'm not actually using like an upscale model here. Only 10 sampling steps. We don't want this process breaking this really cool thing that we got out of AnimateDiff. 10 sampling steps. I am now upscaling this a third time to 1080 by 1920. I have not been able to accomplish a 1080 clip straight out of AnimateDiff without it completely just like slaughtering my computer. And most of the time, it doesn't even spit it out. So I bring it over to automatic to do that final upscale. I'd rather do the final upscale from 768 to 1080 in automatic 1111 and have it go through one more really light diffusion process rather than putting a 768 PNG sequence into something like Topaz and just enhancing the pixels. Because when it goes through this process in automatic, it actually adds a little bit more detail to the images because I'm using the exact same prompt that I use in Comfy and the exact same negative prompt. Now, what I feel like is oh wait, there we go. Thank you. I was like,
most of us actually call that move the Tyler.
Wait, what move?
The batch processing back in auto.
Nice.
That was the move that got Banadoko here in the first place. Remember?
Yeah, man. I feel like I haven't talked about this in a while. But I want people to know that I am still doing this, and this happens with every single video that I post. So what I have been doing though, instead of using the same model and the same LoRa's, because everything I do in AnimateDiff is still Stable Diffusion 1.5, just because I like the creativity and I like the flexibility I'm able to achieve with 1.5 plus the IP adapter now. I've actually been using Stable Diffusion XL models when I do this final upscale in automatic. So I jump back and forth between SDXL Niji Special if the video is an anime, and if it's more like a hyper realistic thing, then I use Dream Shaper XL, and I put the unesthetic XL embedding into my negative prompt. I run it at 10 sampling steps, CFG7, and a denoise of 0.2, and I make sure that I put a fixed seed on it. This process for me never changes. These numbers never change. If you go any higher on the denoise, there's a chance that it starts to create new stuff in your image, and that's not really what we want here. We just want a nice, clean, slightly more detailed step up to 1080. We're not looking for extra anything. And this gives us a very clean output. So here is the first scene that came out of the automatic 1111 upscale. And you're not seeing the soccer ball because I cut the soccer ball out because I wanted the real soccer ball in there. I didn't want the soccer ball to blend in with him. So let's actually, real quick, for example, take this over, and I'll show you guys what happens here now. AI exports, boom. I'm gonna copy this over real quick to my main computer along with the second one, and we'll see how this looks and if my idea actually came to life. Poor creepy guy says, "Boom, boom, boom" for those who want the workflow. Daz, can you link to the workflow in the Twitch chat for poor
I'm on
creepy
it.
guy?
I already did.
You guys already linked it.
Or you mean your workflow or another one?
In the Twitch, not the Discord.
Ah, in the Twitch. Okay.
Sorry, yeah, in the Twitch chat. My bad. All right, so I use Topaz Video AI to put all of the upscaled PNGs back together into a video, and my subscription to Topaz just expired, but we're not gonna, until someone tells me the new Topaz is like incredible, we're just sticking with the version that we have for now. All right, so boom, AI exports, folder 1, just the image sequence, boom, and let me confirm what frame rate this is so we can get it right. We are on 30 frames per second. Perfect. So again, ideally, everything that you guys export before it goes on social, you want everything to be no larger than 1080 by 1920. You want the 1080 and you want it to be 30 FPS. You do not want 24. You don't want 2997. You don't want 23.97. You don't want 60. Before it hits Instagram or TikTok or whatever, you want it to be 1080 by 1920 at 30 FPS. That way the platform doesn't have to do anything to touch it, to compress it, and you are able to basically keep lossless quality for the platform.
Just to clarify,
yeah.
Are you doing all your rendering at 30 FPS, or are you doing some post-process interpolation?
I try whenever possible to stay away from the post-processing interpolation at all.
Okay.
And to be fair, I used to always have to do some type of interpolation back when I was doing warps all the time.
Sure.
But since AnimateDiff is a lot more stable and not like really and doesn't really flicker, I haven't had to use the interpolation whatsoever.
Okay, gotcha.
And then I do also, when I put the frames together in Topaz, I turn on the enhancement so it makes everything a little bit sharper. And I actually do everything as a ProRes file. That way, when I'm working with it, I get to do everything in like the absolute best quality that I possibly can. So, boom. We got frame 1. Real quick, we have to change the name of the frames that came out of the Auto 11 upscaler so that the PNG sequence can be read. This thing I'm using is called Name Changer for Mac OS. It is free, and it just lets me do a quick bulk rename of files. And on Windows, I use the bulk rename tool. They're infinitely useful and super helpful. So, going to pull the frames from that folder. Boom. Again, we want this enhanced. We want this as ProRes. It's at 30 FPS. And we are going right there. And then we'll try to drop these into Premiere and just get an idea of how it looks. Boom. Right. Let's see. So, and sometimes you get like an extra frame or two, or like there's some funkiness that happens. So see, like right here, like if I was to pull the opacity down on this one, you can see like, okay, the first frame wasn't even a person, right? It was like his shoulder, but then he starts to come on and you can see it build right there. So we're just going to go grab an alpha mask out of After Effects so that that is all good, but it looks like yeah, that looks like it's going to be good. Let's put the real clip underneath it. Sorry, I'm not going to bore you guys on this one for too long here, but just so you guys can see the work that goes into making sure this is all good after the fact. So there is a bit of realigning we're going to have to do, because if we pull down the opacity on this, we'll see that, you know, I obviously made him larger so that this would work. But to keep this simple, we'll just do the second one, and I'll wrestle with all this on my own time. Boom. Cool. Okay. That is going to work. Boom. This guy right here, pull him down. We'll go boom, boom. Oh, I think the original clip is. I see what happened. Boom. Boom. So this one is perfect over it. Yep. Okay, so that's perfect. So now comes the tricky part with trying to get this guy lined up. Yeah. Okay. But to make this all work, I actually have to make alpha mask for everyone in Premiere and then bring them back. I mean, in After Effects, and then bring them back in here and line them up. So essentially, what I'm talking about, for those of you that are interested.
Just to butt in there, the workflow that I shared with you earlier with the video control nets does an alpha mask as well as an output, so you should be able to grab an alpha mask video output from that and put it straight in.
We're gonna drag your workflow into Comfy in just a second. Actually, let's do that now. I'm not gonna bore you guys with the technical side of all this stuff that I am doing, but you guys got the idea of what I was doing there. It's gonna be a really dope Jujutsu Kaisen edit where he's juggling the soccer ball, and as the truck is driving by, he keeps switching back and forth between Yuji to Gojo. But we are going to see what Militant Hitchhiker has going on here. So, you said you put it in the chat?
Yeah, it's in the chat right up top. I'll link it again.
Yeah, link it again just so I can grab it.
There you go.
Cool. Tabble 1, you asked me how I maintain the same. Oh, this looks cool. You asked me how I maintain the same look of the subject. Are you referring to like just the stability of how they look throughout like the scene? How do you maintain the same appearance for the subject when you do the subject changes quickly? You're gonna have to give me a little bit more context to what you mean when you say they change quickly. Like what what's changing in your subject that you're having trouble getting under control. All right. Let's just go and we will pull this into the custom workflow folder. Bam.
Hopefully you've got the nodes.
I mean, it's half the fun of Comfy, right? If you don't, you just figure it out.
Exactly.
Should I use the PNG or the JSON file, or does it not matter?
Won't matter.
All right, so let's do the PNG. Oh, let's refresh first, and then do the PNG. Boom. Nope, let's do the JSON file.
Not liking
Bam. Okay, let's restart Comfy.
it.
I also just updated my Comfy, my Python, and all of my custom nodes today. So, oh no, man, it's not wanting
Mistakes were
to.
made.
It's not wanting to load.
Maybe try loading it normally. I'm not sure why that's not working. Send you another copy.
Oh wait, you know what? Let me try to pull it out of the zip file, maybe.
Oh, that might be it. Yeah.
Yeah. Boom. Okay, let's try this now. There we go. Okay, so looks like we need int to number, workflow project file. Should I be able to get both of these from the manager?
Yeah, you should be able to. It's just some basic nodes for some.
All right.
Ooh,
I like how this looks. So, okay, for those of you that are new to all this, because there might be a few of you in here that have no idea what's going on with ComfyUI or AnimateDiff, just a short explanation of what just happened. So, Militant Hitchhiker from Discord sent me his workflow on Civit. I downloaded it, and what I downloaded was this PNG file. Now, the way that ComfyUI works, you're able to actually save a PNG file of the workflow, and the PNG file has the metadata built into it, and it is the workflow. So all you have to do is drag the PNG into Comfy, and it'll load up all the nodes. You will get an error if there are nodes in the workflow that you do not have, and they will appear as red boxes. You should have installed the ComfyUI manager first thing after you install ComfyUI on your computer. If you did not, I suggest doing that. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad time. We're going to open up our Comfy manager. Since we have red nodes, we're going to go to install missing custom nodes, and it should tell us right here, boom, this is what we're missing, and install. It's going to do its thing in the command box. And then we're going to restart Comfy. Bam. And then once we get this clean up here, then we're going to have you walk us through it, Militant, okay?
No worries.
All right. And see, look at that. Now we have no red nodes, the workflow installed perfectly. So let me real quick put a relevant video into here. We'll use the newer Sesame Street video that I was going to do. Should I use the one with the gradient background or the regular clip?
Throw the gradient in there. Why not?
Okay, cool. So there is that. Let's do a frame load cap test size of 50. And
so what you've got there is that project name node is just file organization for saving everything into the same file. So that'll end up in your Comfy output folder. You can set your frame rate there, so it's currently set to 25, I think. So you might want to change that if you want to bump that up to 30. And the other thing you'll want to do for now is just maybe disable the invert mask so that it stops once it's done your Cocoa segmenting, so that we can double check the colors that you need to be segmenting out for masking.
This one, right?
Yep. So just run that. It'll stop there, and you'll see your Cocoa masks come up.
Are there any other things that I have to change anywhere for now?
No, all that's fine. You don't have to worry about any of that.
Okay, cool. Let's try it. Boom. All right.
Now, the Cocoa segmenter does take its time, and if you're doing longer videos, it will take quite a significant amount of time. But I mean, I've put through videos on this on my 4090, anything up to like I think the longest one I did was like 7 minutes. 2,500 frames or something.
Super cool. So this is going to just give me a ControlNet output that I can then use as my actual input in my workflow, right? Is that the point?
Exactly. So
Okay.
each one of these will put out a separate video with the corresponding type of ControlNet, as well as an alpha mask, as well as a raw clip, so that you can, if you are doing different starting points and different frame lengths of the video, it will clip the raw part for you as well. The last nodes at the back of it also do a basic video-to-video concatenation overlay, overlaying the output from the soft edge over the raw input, so you get that fancy soft edge dancing look. So as they start to process, they'll start popping up.
Bro, this is so cool.
And basically, just like using ControlNet images, it's ControlNet video. So it's just a lot easier to manage because it's all in one file, all in one spot. Plus, they look cool, so you can use them in your own video editing as is.
Dude, this is rad. Thank you for sharing this.
You're very welcome.
How long did it take you to piece this whole thing together?
Oh no! I mean, what do we got? Which one is it?
Error occurred when executing VHS video combine. None type object has no attribute decode. Any idea?
It's none type usually indicates that it's not receiving a video or something, or
it lost it. It lost it in
the raw. Yep. So that one's just the raw clip. That one normally just takes the frame capped raw input that you've got and does it as a separate output. So just double check that it's actually linked up correctly. I don't know why that one has errored out.
What? So okay, so this is linked
It would just be
into...
making sure that the images come in from the load video upload. It looks like it does. I mean, I'm not sure why that's.
But either way, these...
Just double check. Just make sure that the frame rate is hooked up on it. It looks like the frame rate might not be.
Oh,
the frame
no.
rate input there.
No, it looks like
it's on the other side there.
It is. It's just here. Wait, let me.
Yep,
even though this hurts my heart.
Get back to spline. Come on.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, there we go. Yep, no, that's fine. So I'm not sure. Basically, the none type error is indicating that the
frame rate is hooked
it's
into
not receiving the frames.
here.
It can be hooked into any of those rate nodes along that line. They're all hooked up off the frame rate from the video, so it should all be direct.
Do I actually need the...
What that one? That one's not important. That does, as I said, it's just a raw clip that's just segmented from the full video for when you're trying to do clips out of a longer video. So you can just disable those ones. It does work on mine, so whatever that means for you. But
yeah, it's hey man, I know how comfy gets. I know how comfy gets. Okay, so.
But while the rest of that's running, just to talk about the Cocoa segmenter up the top. So up there, you'll notice that it gives you the segmented color masks there. What happens is that depending on the input of your video, you'll get different coloration there sometimes, and sometimes depending on the content of the actor and all that sort of stuff, you won't get a full mask without using multiple colors. Which is why on the right-hand side there you see those nodes there that have all the different color names on them. That's just a small selection of the different maskable colors that are there that you just enable, disable, and connect as necessary. Each of those just has color codes embedded in them for the color masking. The best way to get those codes is to just color pick the preview image from the Coco segmenter if you need to find them. But 99 times out of 100, the main actor will always be segmented as red.
Gotcha. Okay, so in what situation would you change the color nodes here?
The color nodes, as you see, I've got set up there is the red and the blue-gray, for example. That was because I had a video where the actor had part of their clothing that was flashing up in a different color segmentation, so the video was trying to segment it out as something different. But by including the blue-gray, it meant that I got the full color mask of the character without any issues. And sometimes you will get different color masks depending on different compositions of the video. So like sometimes I've had actors come up in one or two different colors, had to change it and change things around. Other times, if you're segmenting things that don't involve an actor, that are just like scenery, if you're segmenting scenery or if you're segmenting a vehicle or you're segmenting other things in the video, they won't necessarily show up as red because that's mostly just people as identified by the Coco mask. So other things do show up in the different segmented colors. So it's important to understand what your video is getting segmented as, depending on the context of it, and then have the correct mask set. Otherwise, you just won't get what you want in the mask.
So for subjects though, the main thing we're looking for is for the subject to be in red.
Yes, see, the subject will mostly be in red, and if it's not, like just say, for example, that subject was blue, all you would need to do is disable the red node and add in the appropriate color sequence node for the correct mask. So, like if that person was blue, you disable red, enable dark blue, link it up to the output there. So on the invert mask.
How does, and this might be a ignorant question on my part, but how does it know which part of the scene to segment to which color?
That's all done by the Coco segmenter. So that's
gotcha.
all run by the Coco segmenter mask, which is the node just directly below that preview.
Got it. Okay.
So
Okay.
And
basically
also,
it does some magic
because
stuff.
also just make sure you've got that invert mask node enabled. That's going to be why that first one failed now.
Oh, okay. Okay, my bad. I thought you said to disable it.
Oh, that was just so that we could get the Coco mask up. Normally, it'll stop it there. Normally I mute it rather than bypass it, so that way it actually stops the flow.
Gotcha. Okay, so should I run this again just to get the full...
Yeah. If you run it again as is right now, it'll just go through and just re-up those videos, but it shouldn't cause any problem. No, it's still having a problem with that one. Why doesn't it like you? Is it the same issue?
Same issue.
Let me don't know why.
Confirm. Yeah.
Yeah, just disable those raw nodes for that video combine. Yeah, you don't need them.
Okay, so these videos right
You'll
here.
need to run that again to get the other ones that need the mask.
Okay, but just run it with this one disabled?
Yeah. There you go. So now your mask will show up. So there's your alpha mask. There's your alpha mask against your input background. So you've got it blacked out. You can do whatever you want with these. You can take them, you can invert them in your other workflows and all that sort of thing. But it gives you your open pose output, line art output, your depth and soft edge, and as I said, that fancy video concatenation raw.
Dude, this is
soft edge over raw.
Sync them
The next
all up.
version. The next version will have the one for straight lines. What is it?
Dude, this is rad. I'm totally gonna use this. I mean, I could totally see like even just like a video like this going viral.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
know.
Actually, if you go back to the Civitai web page for it, it has a video linked with sound in the.
Let me one second. Let me actually pull that up so people can see here. I don't want to put sound on anything. Just
That's right. If
so.
you don't want to, just go, just scroll back in that list, and it'll be the first one that comes up.
Oh.
Or if you're down the bottom, other way. There we go. So that one on the left-hand side is the full video. It'll play through. If you want to click on it, it'll bring up the whole thing. It won't enable sound unless you want to. Oh, no, that's still a clip. Never mind. Sorry.
I think the full video didn't load. I think it's this one.
Yeah, it might be that one. See if it's loaded up for you down below. It's in the gallery as well. No, it doesn't look like it's showing. I've got a YouTube link. I'll link it in chat for you.
All right. Well, let me see if I am. Okay, Daz put the link to this very useful tool from Militant Hitchhiker in the Twitch chat, and Militant actually put it in the Discord chat. So, I already have a bunch of really cool idea use cases for this, because this seems like a really nice, clean way to figure out whether or not you'll get a clean open pose thing from it. And then yeah, I wonder how different the output is when you just use one of these as the input, right?
I've played around with it and done a couple of different things. You do get some interesting results with how the because the biggest thing that changes is because you've got the latent noise blend happening. This will affect that more than anything else.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, you know what? Let's find the.
Here's the video link in chat.
All right. This is what I want to do right here. So we are
The song
going.
on that one is technically copyright allowed on YouTube. I can't say for Twitch.
All right, check it out. So we are going to open up my. Oh, my connection disconnected here. I'm gonna have to just reconnect my remote desktop real quick. Give it a second. Did you guys follow along with everything that just happened there a little, and what that workflow actually accomplished for us? Did that make sense to you guys, or do you guys have any questions for Militant while he's being so gracious as to explain this whole thing to us? Goodbye, rotoscoping. I wouldn't go that far, cats. I wouldn't go that far. Rotoscoping is there are still a lot of times where you just you need all of the you just need the detail. So, with that being said,
I would still say it's a nice processor though.
I think so too. And I am definitely going to play around with it and see what type of interesting results I can get. Where'd that ControlNet folder go? Boom. Boom. And we're going to put in the open pose guy. Open pose. Can I just drag this in here? Nope. Nope. I absolutely cannot just drag it in there. That was a huge fail. So, go back. Do that again. Boom. Boom. ControlNet.
Now, generally, the way that I use these videos is I'll swap the image input for the ControlNet stacker and just have it as a video load for the ControlNet video that's appropriate.
Gotcha. So if I'm using this, should I turn off my control nets?
No. As I said, I usually use the control nets still, but I just use the videos as the inputs rather than just using the input from the workflow. So if you just set up a separate video node, video load node, and just attach it to the image input for the control net stacker, But you don't have to. I mean, but that's the ideal way to do it, because that way you're using the mix of the control nets from the videos that are already pre-made for you. You don't have to worry about processing them. But then you can have something in the raw video to affect your latent and all that sort of thing.
So to keep it simple in the way that I have my workflow built out now, though, without having to like add anything extra, would I just
You
run
would still need to run that through the
OpenPose?
ControlNet's OpenPose stacker, but not the preprocessor.
Got it. Okay, so we would just bypass that and just run
Yep.
it through the stacker with the
And that
strength.
should run straight as is. Yep.
Cool. Well, in that case, let's find that cursed Elmo photo and see how that works out.
You're welcome.
It'll be interesting to see how this affects your blended latent as well, because I haven't done it with a straight OpenPose video like this before.
And you know what? We're not even gonna mess around. We're gonna use this photo in all 4 of. Boom. That's what we're doing. Are you so? Keegsum asks on Twitch, are you using those vids as main input and then combining in something like Premiere? So you would be using those ControlNet videos that you get out of what Militant just shared with us in replacement of the actual video. So it just reads the outline or the dummy model or whatever it is you got out of that ControlNet workflow, rather than making it run through the normal video and then the ControlNets. And I could definitely see how this leads to more exact results and also more creative results, because you literally get to see what they all look like and you get to pick and choose what you want to do. So I think it's super cool. All right, we got to prompt this guy. Let's say
Just
Elmo.
as an example of how this can be used just straight out of the box is that if anyone remembers the old Stickman fighting videos, you can straight up take fight choreography videos, run it through this, and you've got a ControlNet stick fighter.
That's so cool, man. So cool. Sesame Street, pink dreadlock hair, pretty pink cyber dress. Cyberpunk. Oh no, not cyberpunk. Dystopian Sesame Street background. It's also catching those, so you don't have to do it every time, right? I believe so, but Militant can answer you, Dever.
Yes, that is correct, Evan. It's because you've got the cached video, you don't have to run the pre-processing every time. Like if you run, say, a 2-minute video through that and get your 2-minute video outputs, then you can use those to test literally any part of that video in the workflow, as long as you're synchronizing your frame setting, your frame start, your frame rate, and your start and stop location. But it means that once those videos are loaded into that workflow, you can just go up to your main inputs, say I want to play with frames 50 to 100 starting at 200 frames in, and all your ControlNet videos will start at that point. They'll all be from the full 2-minute video, so they all synchronize at the same point, and you can just plug and play like that. So it becomes very easy for repetitive work. Also, it makes them very easy to transfer and transport and share. So you could literally create a full ControlNet package just by running a video through that and give that to someone, and then they can use those control nets, plug them in, and just create a video using the video control nets you've already created.
So cool, man. First time chatter on Twitch, Goated RK asked, does the OpenPose control net work if the character is facing backwards? I think
When it
the
comes
easy
to
answer to that
facing
is
backwards,
sometimes.
the answer is yes, because again, that all comes down to both the DW pose. Poser is really good at getting that sort of stuff, so it's great at getting character turning and all that sort of thing. Also, if you combine that with QR monster for your line art ControlNet processing, you can get much better results with cohesiveness of the character when it comes to turning around, and you can get rid of things like faces facing backwards and all that sort of thing. You can actually get characters that turn around and look like they turn around.
Super cool, man. I see my friend Chris is in here. I know that Chris is probably really loving this stuff because Chris does a lot of really interesting experimental things with AnimateDiff.
We got the video for the original video for the example that you gave in chat.
Wait, say that again.
The original video. Can you see my screen? So there was the original video. I just wanted to do some stuff.
That's the original video from Militant's page. Yes.
Right. Is there any way that I could get access to the original video?
Oh, that Militant. That wouldn't be me. I don't have that because that's not my workflow, and I didn't put that up on the page. So,
cool.
But I think if you just pull like there it is. He linked you to it in the chat right there.
Appreciated, much appreciated. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Let's see here. Oh, that is frightening. Frightening, and we got double Elmo.
Ooh, that's scary.
I wonder if Justin or Max are watching this because this seems very fitting for our failed generation contest.
I hate this
right now.
If you applied the depth map, that would clean up. So you'll need to apply the actual depth map video. So we might as well walk through this so you know how to hook it up.
Yeah.
Let's
do it. Let's do it.
You might as well just jump over to your main workflow, just to wherever the depth map control net is,
which is right here.
Right here. So go in there. You don't need the preprocessor, obviously. So you just basically need to swap that out for a video load. So bring up a VHS video loader.
This one, right? The second one?
That one, or from Path, whichever one you want. And just link up the image from that one to the ControlNet stacker. Bam. It's that easy. Now, if you want, you can also set the all of the widgets to inputs and then link them up with your original video's inputs, so you get your width and height and frame settings and all that sort of stuff carry across as well. And that way, it's all automatic. That way, once the video's loaded, your
oh no,
loaded, and they all match with the primary video.
I just botched it. Give me a second. I'll get it back. Okay, so we're gonna close your workflow just because that having them both open.
Yeah, it's got a lot of stuff in memory with that video workflow. So
boom.
Yeah, it's also not for the light of heart. If you do not have a computer that can run it, like I'm running a 4090 with 24 gig of VRAM, and that sort of stuff doesn't bother me so much. But if you are running anything less, just sequence through them one at a time, and you can get your outputs.
Boom, boom. Okay, so that's what we're talking about right there, right?
That's exactly right.
Okay, and I had my frame low cap at 0. I just make sure all this stuff matches everything in here.
Matches. Yeah.
And then let's try this again. Wait, my Elmo stuff is all in here. Yep. Okay, cool. Boom. Side note, for any of you guys that have watched Jujutsu Kaisen, tell me that is not two great Yujis and Gojos. That is like perfect, right? So just to show you guys, because I did it with the IP adapter. This is what I used in. So for Gojo, they moving funny. Well, when it's going all fast and they're juggling the soccer ball, you ain't even gonna notice. So for Gojo, I used this photo as well as this photo. So I put both of these photos in my IP adapter. And for Yuji, I used this photo and this photo. I initially had tried to use this one, but the tints in this photo actually caused like too much discoloration on him, and he was coming out like super pink. So we didn't want that. Any specific prompts or just IP? Dude, I literally just put like Gojo Satoru, Jujutsu Kaisen, white hair, blindfolded, school uniform. I literally just like as simple of words as I could use to explain what was in the photo. That's all I put, and this is what it gave me. So I'm really excited to see our Elmo monstrosity here.
Nightmare.
Open Post features facial tracking, but MediaPipe Face might work better for that. So I still have to install MediaPipe. I haven't done that yet. I have to do it. Because if there's one thing I haven't quite conquered in AnimateDiff yet, it is getting the lip movements.
Are you using the DW OpenPose for your OpenPose pre-processing normally? Or are you
Yes.
just using the standard OpenPose? Okay.
Well, it says DW Pose Estimator. That's the one you're talking about, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I for right now, I only have both of these on 0.4 for the strength. But that's usually more than enough for ControlNets.
Oh yeah, that'll be fine.
Wait, Table 1 says, I can't maintain the same face render for all the video. I mean, if I describe a cyborg in the prompt and I set it as a photo in the IP adapter, why is my subject change aspect? I would love to maintain the same subject for the frames, not change the helmet of the cyborg, for example. Without me seeing an example of one of your outputs, it would be hard for me to whoa, bro. Whoa.
There we go. Now we're talking.
Whoa. Now we are talking. That
I hate it.
no, man, we love it. This is
I love it, but I hate it.
this is what we do here.
To hate it.
Now, wait till you start mixing this by splitting your IP adapters and your AnimateDiff loaders, so that you're running 2 of each separately for your foreground and background.
Pete, you literally.
Oh, I see the
I mean,
So okay, wait. Let me ask you a question. So, wait. Let me pull back up your workflow. Give me 1 second here. I got to get back to the ControlNet folder, and this is reminding me that I need to clean my output folder. Again, it's about that time. All right, man. So, okay. Now,
Okay.
say we had a breakdown for me how you would go about doing the background.
Well, same way, except instead of using a video like that, you use a background video. You can use a panning shot running down an alleyway. You can use car video. You can use race cam. You can use anything that provides any sort of motion that you want to do. It could be a left panning shot for a side scroller. It could be zoom, or it could be zoom effects and that sort of thing. It doesn't even have to have actors in it. It can just be scenery, and you ControlNet that, and you then use masking to overlay the background mask, the background ControlNet with the foreground ControlNet using the 2 using the 2 IP adapters, and using appropriate what was it, conditioning masking at the back end before you run it through your K samplers. So what ends up happening is your conditioning gets completely split, foreground and background. You can have your separate image input and IP adapter for that, and a separate image input IP adapter for the background. So you've got completely separate styles on both. You also can apply your LoRa's separately on your separate IP adapter chains, meaning that you can do different styling completely using different LoRa's from anime style to other styles and mix your styles that way. So you could do a fully realistic render background on a anime style character render foreground, and then have that all mixed and run through the conditioning all at once.
Dude, you're the man. You're the man. It's gonna take me it's gonna take me a minute to sit down and play with it because I have to go through that process to really fully wrap my head around
I've
it.
got a workflow that uses most of this. I'm trying to get it cleaned up so that I can post it. It's just not in a good spot for anyone to really use it except me, because I know where everything is.
Yeah, man. Let me go to my Civitai profile while we're here, and let me go to my workflow thing. And let me boom. What's the name of your model on Civitai?
The one that I just posted was where is it again? It's the ComfyUI ControlNet video builder with masking.
This one right here?
That looks like the one.
Boom. Boom. All right. You are now the suggested resource in my... Oh, wait. Come back. Boom. Okay. Well, I'm sure that it'll pop up eventually. But yeah, I saw that you put my workflow on your page. Hopefully when people come to my page, because so last night this was at 6,000 downloads. Now we're at 6,200. Hopefully when they see mine, they will see yours, and we can get you some traction on yours, because that is a phenomenal tool.
Fantastic. Thank you.
So guys, with that being said, I think we're gonna wrap it up there. I need to allow my brain to sponge up all of this knowledge that Militant just came out of nowhere with a microphone this week and suddenly dropped on us. This man every week has provided me with the funniest cursed photos when I needed photos for my IP adapter, and this week he actually came with a microphone. And not only did he explain this super cool ControlNet workflow to us, he sounded like he was reading us a bedtime story too the entire time. So, Militant, thank you. That was super rad. I'm super stoked that we got to do this on the stream, and this wasn't just like a one-on-one thing between you and I, and so that hopefully other people here saw it and had some ideas. But take his warning that is not going to be very friendly if you don't have a beefy rig. And both him and I are using 4090s while we were doing this. So, word of caution. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming. We will be back next Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific. And yeah, man, before I sign off, do we have any questions from anyone that I can help answer, or someone intelligent in here can answer, that maybe someone had looming, or a question that someone was hoping to get answered when you guys came into the office hours today? Going once.
Post the nightmare on the failed generations.
I think I will. I think I have to. I think I'll get fired if I don't. All right. Well, on that note, guys, as always, I appreciate everyone for coming and hanging out. I look forward to doing this every week. I hope you guys got a little bit of something out of it. I know I definitely did today. Militant just dropped knowledge bombs left and right on me. Yeah, man. catch you guys next Thursday. Civitai.com. We're out.
Bye, Tyler.
Bam. And we're going to ending soon.